let's start talking a little bit about that other F word, like we talked about
Yep.
financing. Okay.
Yep.
We'll talk about a little bit about, why it's not happening in a lot of these offices. But, I think let me start with a case study that I've seen.
Yeah.
Okay. Back in my startup days, we convinced a large DSO to, for at least a couple of months, offer financing 100% of the time. Now, most people will look at that and go, wait, but what if they're going to pay cash? What if they've got the money in their pocket,
Yep.
right? At that point in time, we weren't even able to do these quick screening capabilities, which now we are, by the way. We're able to quick screen people ahead of time, give them x-ray vision kind of.
Yep.
But we weren't able to. So we just offered it 100% of the time. And what we found was people that utilized financing doubled the amount of treatment that they actually were going to in the first place. So we offered
Hmm.
comprehensive treatment plan, right?
Right.
They looked at it, they said, okay, I need my necessity. Of course, we offer financing. Okay.
Yep.
They went back, they added more treatment, which is interesting. Now you have to offer the comprehensive treatment plan up front. It also empowered our doctors to offer a more comprehensive plan, which is usually nerve wracking because I personally think that we have imposter syndrome as doctors, where we look
Yeah.
at that and we go, that wasn't that hard for me to do in my mind, but man, am I charging a decent amount for it, And
Yeah.
we're like, I kind of feel like a filling's kind of fair, right? Like pay us a couple $100 and yeah, I
Sure.
gave my time, whatever it might be. Personally, I think it's fair for everything that we do. But when I drop, the number as an orthodontist, when I say, hey, it's going to be $7,800 for clear aligners, that's not
Hmm.
cheap.
No.
And I'm like sitting on eggshells going, man, I hope they say yes. Um, I mean, I don't know if you're seeing something similar.
Yeah, that resonates so much with me. The doubling of the cart size is amazing, number
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it's wild.
Um, because when you're talking in full round numbers, they're looking at it and making a decision of, can I do this right now? Or do I delay it? And we both know if they delay it, there's a great opportunity or a great chance that they're not coming back, right?
Yeah.
And so when you make it a more manageable number, it's back to your car sales example, right? When you make it on a monthly basis, this is all you're paying, then you're like, oh, well, then maybe I will add on that next treatment recommendation that you have. In my world, we did a case study at dentalplans.com where we actually put three of our former dental hygienists into practices and said,
Okay.
let's do a small test here. Let's put our experts into the practice. And at the moment of treatment plan presentation, let's have our people there and say, listen, here's the number. Let's say the number was $3,000, right? If you sign up with dentalplans.com, which is a dental savings plan, and we'll talk a little bit more about that,
Okay.
then that $3,000 can come down to $1,800. Well, wait, that feels like a cheat code. How did that just happen? Well, you're going to pay the annual fee to get your dental savings plan, which roughly is in the $150, $170, depending on which one you choose. But you're telling me if I pay $150, I'm going to save $1,200, right? Who doesn't say yes to that?
Yeah.
And we literally got 100% of the people in the beta to say yes to it.
That's
It's
insane.
right. It's all about being in the right place, right? When is that moment happening for the patient? And then having outsized value that makes sense to everybody. So
Yeah.
we're excited about it. We're obviously moving on that with Henry Schein One. We're part of it. So we see big things going forward. But that's how you really understand your consumer and get yourself as a practice to a better place, because I like to call that turning $0 revenue moments into positive revenue moments. If the alternative
There
is
it
they're
is.
walking out the door, then let's have a solution that actually gets you to yes.
So I think this is perfect time to kind of talk a little bit more about dental plans because I think, look, first of all, unbelievable name, right? Like it's
Yeah.
about the best website name of all time, right? But I think people are a little bit confused on this. And what's
Yeah.
interesting is that I bet if you're listening to this and you take insurance, any insurance plan, you probably take dental plans. That's what's interesting about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's get into that. But like at the same time, I want to hit on one thing that you just said,
Yeah,
because
shoot.
some people look at that and they go, wait a second, I was going to make 3 grand and you just dropped it to $1,800.
Hmm.
That sucks. No, you were going to make $0,
Correct.
right? Or even better yet, you were going to make $180 because they were going to look at the one thing that was hurting them that day, not the comprehensive treatment plan. And what's interesting is, look, everybody wishes that they could charge their UCR. I get it,
Of
right? Like
course.
I want to do that too. That's just not the world we're living in, right? And look, maybe you live in Beverly Hills, or maybe you're in one of those affluent areas and everybody's got an Amex Platinum card. That's great. Most places aren't like that. So if
Mhm.
that's the case, look, we want to obviously be profitable. Everybody should know what their profitability is and know what they can charge on that. But the good news is that you're riding dental plans rides on the fee schedule that they've already accepted from many major providers. So let's get into that. Let's
Yeah,
talk a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit about that. Yeah, how's that
So,
work?
so brass tacks, what is a dental savings plan?
Yeah,
So you said it, the vast majority of practices, if they accept insurance or PPO plans, they're actually accepting dental savings plans. Now, not everybody knows that, and we are here to kind of light that up for folks. But what it means is that you've already agreed to the discounted fee schedule, right? And so the savings plan is another way for you to get new patients into the door. And that's really the key benefit of this is you're getting a new patient acquisition channel with dental plans. What we do is we go into the market and we are the marketplace leader as far as affordable dentistry plans, right? And so we are, you mentioned Costco. We are that membership. And
yeah,
so people come to us. We've got 750,000 people coming to our website a month. And if you're going to dentalplans.com, it's not because someone told
it's
you to
go
just go
time.
there. It is go
That's right.
time. We have high intent users. We have users that are looking for dentists. Okay. So we're kind of that top of the funnel and we're meeting the patient where they are. And then we've got practices that accept dental savings plans.
Gold.
And so what we do is we reach out to practices and we say, listen, we've got this many patients or prospective patients in your area. We'd love to sign you up for our marketing program. So what does that look like? We put dental plans brochures into your offices and you get to share that with people who are hesitating against a treatment plan, people who are uninsured. It actually works for people with insurance as well in some cases. But what happens is you get to, again, $0 revenue moment to positive, give the patient an alternative, get them closer to yes. And the great thing is, customers right now are deal seeking, right? That is that
Yeah.
mindset is I got to find a deal.
They feel
And
good
so
when they get that. You're their
they
friend.
do. They do. And so you're signing up, you're getting them closer to yes. You are increasing to your point. Maybe they're just going to get that top line on the treatment presentation. You're kind of pulling them down. And they feel like they're getting a deal. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is they're getting the care that they need.
That's right. Now, I'm going to take it a step farther. Now, this is
Yeah.
interesting. Somebody might still have stuck in the back of their head, wait a second, I just went from 3,000 to 1,800. Now,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
talk about something else here.
Okay.
What does it cost to submit a claim and work a claim? Right?
Mm,
Because the other thing that's interesting about this that we don't talk about is I just
yeah.
see 3,000, 1,800. That's not how this works. You
No.
have people working in your practice. After the patient walks out the door, what do we do? Well, to get that rest of the money that we talk about, typically with
Mm,
insurance, well, what we have to do is we have to take all the attachment, we have to write a note, right? We have to take that x ray, hope to God that it wasn't fuzzy or cone cut. We have to
mm,
submit that, right, with the right narrative. After we submit that, and by the way, that doesn't just magically happen. The doctor doesn't do that, right? They do
no.
their thing and then they walk out of the practice and magically the rest of this happens. Unless you are like a sole proprietor and like you're the only person in there, God
Right.
bless, right? But at the same time, it's a front desk team, right? All that you're paying anywhere from 17 to probably $35 an hour, multiple people touching this. Claim
Yep.
goes out, let's say it's rejected once, right? Comes back, you make modifications. Again, you're paying that person $25 an hour. Hopefully, it takes them inside of an hour to deal with this. Maybe they're on the phone right? When that
Mm-hmm.
CAR code comes back and it's finally paid, and they're like, "What the hell did I not get paid an extra $800 for?" Now you're on the
Yeah.
phone trying to figure out what the hell the CAR code means, and guess what? You're worse off than if you would have just taken the dental plan, because the dental plan, tell me if I'm wrong on this,
Yep.
says something like this: patient pays what the insurance would usually pay, right? They come in, they say, look, here's the discount down to 1800. Patient pays 1800 that day. There
Time
is
of
no claim
service.
submission. That is all she wrote, and we're moving on. Am I
Correct.
missing something here?
No, no, that's glad you went there. That's the other big benefit is on the back end of this. The patient is walking out the door and you have gotten your money as a practice, right?
Yeah,
So all of that time, it's a great point that your front office staff is spending going back and forth and oops, I fat fingered a code and that's why it came back. And weeks later, you're still trying to recover that money. That's not happening with a dental plans customer. They are giving you what you are owed for the service you provided that day.
interesting. I mean, so that's cool.
Hmm.
So somebody needs to do the math on that. I recommend the practice doing your math on that, but
Yeah,
I guarantee
for
it ends
sure.
up being probably worth it, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about two more things,
Okay.
right, before we have to sign off. And I could talk to you for hours on this stuff, I know, but this is a commute for our listeners, so we got to get it done.
Yep.
So the first thing is like something that I'm passionate about: plan treatment that hasn't been completed. Right, the
Mm,
average practice out there has over $1 million in planned treatment that just has not been completed.
yep.
What can I do with that? How can you help that?
Yeah. Okay. So this is really interesting because I was at a conference late last year, and honestly, one of my HS1 colleagues was showing me a dashboard in our Jarvis scheduler, and they were
Hmm.
walking me through, you know, these are the people who have open treatment plan balances, and here's how much they have left on their insurance, right, for their annual maximum. And
Hmm.
she was going through and she went through the first two lines. She said, look, I've got a couple 100,000. No, I'm sorry. I've got 20,000 in open treatment acceptance, right? But they don't have any insurance coverage left. So they're not going to say, yes, I'm moving on. And I said, ho, 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 wait a second. So you're telling me that these people have open balances on their treatment acceptance, and you're not even going to try and reach out to them to get them back in because their insurance is expired, and you're going to wait till next year, not expired, but the balance is zero, and you're going to wait till next year. That doesn't make sense because I'm coming from this from a dental savings plan perspective and saying, okay, a patient can hold an insurance plan and a dental savings plan at the same time, right? And we got to make sure that, that's all
Yeah, yeah,
above board with the insurance companies. And I'm telling you, the majority of the time it is, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Dual
and
insurance.
so, yeah, exactly. The other beauty of a dental savings plan is there's no annual out of pocket maximum. That 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, it doesn't exist. So the patient is always able to make a decision on the discounted rate available to them as a dental savings plan member,
Oh, interesting.
right? And so
Yeah.
if I think about that from a practice perspective, you brought up $1 million in uncompleted treatment plans. We're bypassing all of these patients and trying to get them back in because we know the answer. We know
Yeah,
the
yeah,
answer is no, right? If you were able to reach out and say, hey, we actually accept dental savings plans. And
yeah,
so let's revisit that treatment plan that you need, right, from a
yeah.
health perspective, because now you have an ability and we have ability to partner as practice and patient and say,
Yeah.
let's get you back in with a dental savings plan. Let's get the work, at least some of the work done that you need. So
And it's
that's the
interesting.
other piece.
It's interesting what you said, Chris. It's like you were looking at that through Jarvis. Jarvis could even get in there and probably screen the ones where it's going to make the most sense for you too. So like, look, we want everybody to get their
Yes.
health plan. We want everybody to have it done. But like, I'll bet I would start with my implants, and
Yep.
then I'd probably go next to my clear aligners, and then I'd go next to my like whatever it is that maybe my endo or whatever it might be. Like, unless the tooth's dead, it's probably endo's probably getting done. Right? We are all envious of the endodontist because pain is a
Yeah.
fantastic motivator out there, right?
Yes, that's the
But
thing that discounts
yeah,
all of what we're saying. If you're in pain, you're getting pain relieved.
that's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, so this is all too good to be true. Let's talk about how the heck we actually get this done
Yeah.
because I always say this: change is the devil to dental teams, whether it's good or bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're all doing pretty decent, right? What does this take to get it up and going? Like it sounds pretty simplistic, but like real world, what do I got to do?
That as a practice,
Yeah.
literally
Like
what
what do
we're
I? How do we get
doing.
this going? Yeah,
So I have a team that run, like I said, a practice marketing program. And we're reaching out to practices. We have the ability to screen like who's accepting dental savings plans today. Again, some of those conversations we have to inform people that because they accept an Aetna, a Cigna insurance plan, they actually do accept dental savings plans. So, in terms of how you as a practice can sign up, become a part of our marketing program, it's literally just going to dentalplans.com, right? We have a section on the site that says, "Do you want to become a participating provider?"
yeah.
Um,
Now
and
wait a second.
I've
You said marketing program. How
Yep.
how good could you be doing on your site? Like, what are we talking patient wise a month that you're actually
Well,
seeing?
that's the 750,000 patients a month,
Okay, that's
right?
it, huh? 750,000 patients.
750,000 patients
Okay.
a month that are coming to us. And
Okay.
what they're doing on our site, honestly, the number one thing they do on our site is look for a dental
Yeah.
practice.
And wait, Chris, how much does this like 750,000 patients? What does it cost
Yep.
to sign up for? Like, what do I got to do to
For a
what's this
patient?
cost? No. What's this cost me
Oh, for
to
the
sign up for?
practice?
Yeah.
Right now, nothing.
Okay. All right.
Like zero,
Okay.
$0.
So if I'm not
So
signed up for this, I'm just missing out on some of my piece of 750,000.
I mean, if you're not signed up for this, the thing I would say, and this is honestly not a sales pitch.
Yeah.
The thing I would say is, where do you get your new patients from today? What are you doing to be in the market, to talk about your practice, and how effective is that for you? And even if it's uber effective, if you can look me in the eye and say, listen, I'm killing it, why would you say no to an additional channel where you can get new patients from? So
Yeah.
I will literally have a one-on-one conversation with any practice on this. This is how much I believe in it.
That's awesome. So I always like to say there's only one thing cooler than a new patient that can pay.
There,
Right?
there you
Like
go.
that's
There
that's
you go.
really cool. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah,
So at the end of the day, I think we all want better patient outcomes
yep,
and really won't want those patients to be able to say yes to all of this. I think it's
yeah,
something that people should definitely check out. Um, I think it's easy enough. Dentalplans.com. Like that's not
yep,
a hard one. It's not like spelling henryschein1.com or anything like that, right? Good
right.
luck.
Yeah,
But dentalplans.com we can all do. So Chris, thank you so much for the time today. This has been absolutely
absolutely.
awesome. Look, everybody out there that's going through it right now with their patients, looking at their numbers, seeing if they're down year over year, but there's still butts and seats. This is something you should definitely take a look at. We're going to talk a lot more in upcoming episodes about financing as well to really help you
Yep.
through these interesting, we'll call it times. So, hey, thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in to another episode of Spilling the Teeth. I'm Ryan Hungate. We'll talk soon. Take care.